Okay, I feel you there. That one I can connect with. Oh, I don't think I can ever see myself on that. I think people who have maybe an athletic background feel that way.
Get ready for hot takes and insight from local industry experts in real estate, business, and lifestyle. He used to play ball with the Padres. He played hockey for the Lobos. Now they're crushing it in the real estate game. Together, they'll showcase the best of the Duke City. This is All About YouABQ.
Hi, welcome to the show where the goal is to highlight pillars of the community, entrepreneurs, and difference makers in this city. We're going to go over some events first before we go into our other favorite Pound Puppies and Grant's Rants. So, current events. We are thinking about where the state fair is going to go. And I say we, yes, me. No, but it could be at the Balloon Fiesta Park. They're thinking about maybe moving it to the city capitol, right? Which is, I want to boo it, but it would make sense in a way that you couldn't negate the fact that maybe they get a chance at it, although who wants to go to Santa Fe? What else we have? We have a Lobo Aggie game coming up. We also have a mayor election coming up, right? A mayor election. So what else do we have left on the table here? We have the Balloon Fiesta. And so where they're thinking about making the state fair is possibly the Balloon Fiesta Park, which I think is where the stadium was going to be too, right? That would be quite a conglomerate to have everything like what big cities have. You have a subsection of activity that behooves you. So I'm usually relying on skips for the current events, but let's get into our favorite part of the show. Is that a real cigarette? Okay, so I want to talk about Facebook and the grandiose portions of it and what I find to be funny. And it seems like when you look on Facebook, everyone has been in Hawaii every 2 weeks. What else you find out is they say, it's just hanging out with Ben Affleck. No, he was in the same hotel as you. You weren't hanging out with him. I don't know if you've heard. When people say, I don't know if you've heard, you go, oh, maybe. And they go, oh, my God, I got in an accident 5 minutes ago. No, we didn't hear unless we were the ones that crashed into you. You don't start off your senses, have you heard? You know we haven't heard. In my honest opinion, so when people start off like that, you go, okay, I brace myself. In my honest opinion, what are you going to... I like red chili more than green chili. Oh my God, what a suspense. In my honest opinion, yeah, we believe you. Why would you lie about it? Guys, no one cares about your car. Stop posting pictures of your car. And they'll go, oh, just got her cleaned. Cool. I mean, I'm glad you don't do that with your showers. Oh, just got me clean. Last thing, this really bugs me, and I'm sorry if you have kids, but if every kid's reading at an 8th grade level, it's the new 1st grade level. That's your Grant's Rants. Now let's get into some adopting dogs. This Pound Puppies portion of YouABQ is sponsored by Cuddy McCarthy Law Firm. Thank you for sponsoring that. Now let's meet Sweetie. Oh, look at Sweetie. Sweetie is a gentle soul looking for her forever home. She's 2 years old and she's a female pet and she's ready to steal your heart. She already stole mine. Can I have it back? With her soft eyes and loving nature, she's truly a gentle soul who wants to be loved. She's polite, she's good with treats, and she seems to get along with other dogs, which makes her a great family household item. If you're looking for a loyal, affectionate companion who will shower you with love and cuddles, this might be your perfect match. Come meet Sweetie. You'll fall in love instantly. If you want to adopt Sweetie, Cuddy McCarthy will pay all adoption fees because Cuddy cares. Contact Amanda Garcia with YouABQ. That concludes our segment 1. Let's get that dog adopted, though. Welcome back to ABQ. We're in our segment 2 with Valerie Johnson. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Valerie, are you a native? Are you born and bred? Tell me your background.
I am born, from Santa Fe, originally from Santa Fe.
Ooh, I was dissing Santa Fe. I didn't mean to. But you're the one that said you wouldn't want it there either.
Yeah,
okay.
no. Love me Santa Fe for a different reason, but no. And I've been here since I was like 18 in Albuquerque.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me what it was like growing up in Santa Fe, and then So, what is your favorite part about Santa Fe?
You know, it's interesting. When I think I got older, over 20, and kind of visited Santa Fe, I saw a whole different perspective of it, and a side that I did not see growing up, the tourist side of things. I have the typical really big Hispanic family and always at grandma's house and doing all of the, the family side of things and the traditions there, but didn't really get to experience like the art side of it and exploring all of the galleries and things like that until I was older and had I'm like, oh, this is why people come here.
Isn't it funny that you don't care, really? I mean, I didn't care about anything Albuquerque, the nuances or the Balloon Fiesta until like recently. I was like, oh God, there we go. But then things become interesting one day, right?
Yeah.
And Santa Fe offers a lot of that, has some nuance and charm. And it's funny you bring that up because there is so much of it, but you could be obtuse to it when you're a kid.
Yeah,
right?
this is Zobra. We would do that all the time. And then I brought some people who had never experienced it, never heard of anything. It was the first time I experienced it with somebody new for the first time. And it was just a whole different experience of like, oh yeah, this is kind of weird.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
That's what we're all doing here. Okay, so you made the move to Albuquerque, probably to go to UNM?
No,
I'm sorry,
there
I
was like
was
Phoenix
supposed-
in between and some bumming around.
Tell me
and
about that
found
journey.
myself working in Albuquerque. I started working at a local natural food store, and then moved to Phoenix, came back, went to school at that point, and found myself in just like holistic nutrition. And one of my best friends, who's really super helpful in like teaching me a lot of that stuff, and I think that kind of was like, wow, this really sparked something for me, and it was really something that I was
that the
interested
start
in.
of like this pursuit that you didn't
I had
quite
no
know?
clue about it at the time, but yeah.
Isn't that funny, the beginning or the catalyst about what happens? Like, how did I get here? Oh, that's how. And then I slowly inched my way into that. So tell me about what you enjoyed about Albuquerque when you came back from Phoenix to Albuquerque. What did you notice then?
Honestly, it was a family part, and just realizing like this is home. I think growing up in small towns, things like that, we want to be in a bigger city, and I think that was like Albuquerque for me. It was not so small that it was Santa Fe, but it was a lot more like, again, having that like, I know people here. This is still close to home. It's not quite the big city of Phoenix.
Isn't there always this drive to go, I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah.
And I want to go back.
Yeah. Oh, I kind of missed it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so then tell me what you started inching your way in holistic, and then tell me the path.
Yeah, I started running a lot, and I was doing so. Yes, I had the nutrition side of things that I've always kind of dabbled in, and learning running. I was running like 5Ks, 10Ks, and kind of got to a point where maybe I've kind of mastered what I wanted to with those. Maybe I want to do a triathlon. Okay, well, I can do the biking stuff, got that. When I started swimming, I was like, okay, this isn't for me. I'm going to drown. This is where I call it.
You are talking to the worst swimmer on earth.
This is where I call that, chalk that one up, what's next? And I found myself, a friend of mine who brought up the idea of preparing for a bodybuilding show. And so, I was very much like, I have kids at this point, two daughters.
It starts, right?
And, I don't think I can ever see myself on that stage wearing a bikini. That sounds terrifying. I've got kids, my mom, I can't do that kind of stuff, but I'll train with you for it. So sure enough, went to go speak to trainers with her and started dabbling. And before I knew it, 8 weeks later, I was on stage and winning the pro card.
No way. It sounded like your preamble was, there's no way I'll ever do it, but I'll agree.
Yeah.
Now, I never did it, but I trained also. Like I never got up there in my bikini like you did. But
we appreciate that.
I could appreciate it, and it was just like, bodybuilding, right? Going along the path of them for the support and the physique you end up developing, but you had enough guts to get up there. So how many competitions do you do? Because I think it's a disease.
It is. I ended up doing, it was over a dozen that I did in
Yeah.
a span of, I think, 6 years. And in the interim of earning my pro card, we didn't at the time, so much has changed since then. This was like in 2010, didn't have the pro shows locally. So I was finding myself traveling a lot for them, and I enjoyed it. And then there became an aspect of like, I loved the experience so much. I got so much more out of the journey than what I was anticipating for that. And it wasn't just the end result of it. It was the discipline side of things. It was the elevating and like just in life with things, and really the connections I was creating. And then something else happened of like inspiring others that I really had not set out to do initially, but realizing that a lot of people, a lot of women needed help and guidance with getting to a point with their physique and didn't realize that there's actually a path there. They just don't know what that is.
What do you think your attraction was in terms of obviously they said this is who I won't say idolize, that's a grandiose word, but here's who I aspire to be. Did they see you on a journey where you went along and you progressed? Did they witness that?
Yeah. I think that was like the earlier stuff of phases of like, Facebook was new and just kind of sharing a lot more at the time, where I don't feel like that was quite as like people didn't know about this. It was still kind of like if you were in the world, then you did, but outside of that, it was still very new.
Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
Bodybuilding's somewhat new in terms of attraction and participation.
Yeah, there was definitely
There
like
were people that were
underground
doing it and
crowd
were
of it.
maniacs, or there were like, we don't understand, and then
It felt so
caught
far
fire.
apart.
Oh, it used to be huge,
Yeah,
right?
and now it's like kind of closing the gaps. Like, yeah, people can do this.
Do you feel like sometimes people feel like it's so easy they could do it too? Because that's my sentiment. I see a lot of people go, I'll do a show, and I'm like, you don't understand. Yeah.
I think people who have maybe an athletic background feel that way, or they've done a lot of like the physical side of things, and where they get really stumped on or shocked with is when you have to tie in the nutrition and the posing. Nutrition and posing tend to be the two things that are like, wow, I did not expect these two to be the areas where I would be challenged with.
Yeah, and it's not that easy. And I think the people who were near it go, I'm not going to do it because you respect it so much. I mean, that's where I was. I was like, no way. I mean, I know what big is. I know what lean is, right? Yeah. Okay, so anyway, sorry, we got to. So you do the shows, and then.
And then I start. I was working for a local supplement store, and at the time doing some marketing stuff with them. And I started helping in my inner circles. People asking me.
What year was that?
Oh my gosh, this was in 2010.
Okay, so still
2010, 2011.
There was a cult amount of, there's a cult, like bodybuilding group. Okay.
Yeah, and so, well, it wasn't even that so much, but of course, people asking questions. And it started off with, I literally in like I think it was the back janitorial closet, started doing these like 10-week challenges.
We were joking around about that. We were going to go film and say, recreate what you used to do
Take
there.
me back to my original, stomping grounds. But that's where it really did start, is seeing people coming in, and they would come into the store, the supplement store, and I would take them to the back, and the janitor, I had a little desk and a little table, and have my scales and calipers and
I was
all the
wondering
things.
when I never got to know what the tools were in that janitorial closet. Okay.
Yep.
So you probably did it for free for a bit, right?
I did. Yep. Initially, friends, family, it was like a lot of that. And then after that first, like, I think I had a group of like 8 people that did it initially. And they got amazing results and saw incredible changes in physical. And I always do before and after photos. I have everybody's before and after photos from forever. My phone's got a lot of photos.
Let's bring out the album, yeah.
But when you start sharing some of those things and the journeys, and then they are like your walking billboards, and people see them and like, what are you doing? And then it became a thing, and there was more requests for it, and it was actually the owner of the supplement store, saw so much traffic coming in and out for this. It was like,
Are you a
let's
drug
create
dealer,
this.
man? No,
I know, what is this? Let's create a separate, this needs to be its own thing. And so had a little support at the time of transitioning that to more of like, this is my full-time nutrition coaching situation, and I took on those challenges. And
what year did you go? Did
this
you
was
make
between
a
like
complete,
2012.
Did you make a complete jump, or did you kind of like a monkey, like have both and then say, oh, okay, I'm ready to swing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, multiple times, actually, multiple times. So that was a thing for a little while, and then a few years passed, and that became not a thing. Broke ties, and found myself doing something that I didn't have. I had to step away from the fitness world, and it was perfect. Like, it's one of those things where you reflect back on like, oh, this is why this happened, and it was more in business. And I learned a ton about just business and running and operating and owning and things like that, along with all the other intricate details that go with that. And I was still doing some of this as a side hobby. So I was still coaching, I was still doing posing. I think I was one of the first bodybuilding posing coaches here in Albuquerque. That really wasn't something that existed at the time. I had
That's
to.
probably you and Kim Cooper doing that. Right?
I had to find, somebody who had no business teaching me how to pose for a show. And so that became something that I saw a need for and was dabbling in at the time. And I was really happy at the place that I was at, but I think it was actually like COVID year where a lot of people got bored at home and started snacking way too much. And I got really busy, and it really kind of blew up again, and to the point where it was like trying to balance my full-time job that I had at the time and my side hobby passion of what I loved in coaching. And so, I really kind of like paused and reflect about like, what am I doing right now? I'm happy, yet maybe complacent in what I'm doing. And I know deep down that I have a purpose, and that at this point, I've helped hundreds.
Yeah, it's your calling, right?
Thousands of people.
And sometimes you don't realize you're a coach until you go, oh my God, there's a lot of people listening. And it's not a God complex by any means. It's that I can help people. It's not that you want this following per se, but let's talk about your gym.
So fast forward, we've got a gym now.
Yeah.
We a partner and I opened up Lux Fitness. We are off San Mateo and Lomas, and we took over in January 1st of this year, and it has just blown up. It's awesome. I've got it's 11,000 square feet. It's
I've
amazing.
been there.
It's beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people know the building, don't realize the transformation that's happened inside, and we are offering classes, personal training. I'm running my nutrition programs out of there. We've got some in-house PT and
so you're a one-stop shop essentially, right?
Yeah.
And so what do you think the difference is between you and other gyms? And you don't have to be completely competitive. You don't have to go, oh, they're trash. But what do you think, what's your niche?
First of all, I will always support other people who are trying to help others. That's just who I am and what I believe. There's plenty of people out there that need our help. Our niche is, it's again encompassing the all wellness center of all the aspects of things, and we are really targeting transformations, like people who want to see results and transform. How do
you get yourself out there? How do you get to marketing? Like, what's your reach? And
I think social media is definitely a huge part on that, but as I mentioned,
Facebook's not that bad.
As I mentioned earlier, when you have people who are getting these amazing transformations, they are your walking billboards, they are your marketing. And you have people out there, people start seeing at week 6 or 8 of these 10-week transformations, like, what are you doing there? You're making some changes.
Is that you again? Yeah. Where did this happen? Yeah.
And I joke, and that's your time to pass up my card. And,
Okay, so tell me something that you find exciting that you're doing or your gym's holding.
You know, a lot of women feel intimidated in the gym setting and feel very like.
Are you blaming me?
Yeah, no. No.
And you're why, yeah.
And men too, definitely. There's definitely an aspect of that. But I think creating a safe space where women and families, like I am an advocate for family fitness, and being able to have a place where they can go and know that they will feel supported, have guidance, and being able to do the things that they want with their physiques without, without judgment.
How do you think, how do you intro the people who are timid? Because I was a 145-pound kid, and it took me, I understand being timid. How do you create that intro?
Yeah. What we do is initially in the intake setting is in a very intimate setting where we get to really kind of like take the edge off and just get to know we're just talking here and kind of getting familiar with each person. I do what I've always called customized programming, and that really is just trying to find out each person's, establish their starting point of where they're at, what maybe might be the preventative things of them getting to their goals, and then creating a program that's going to really help them for each person individually. Like, what is your thing that we need to focus on, how to get you there? There's so many ways, and finding that path for each person is really what we aim for.
So you tailor it to them.
Absolutely.
And they go, oh my God, this is just for me.
Yeah.
I think a blanket approach can kind of scare people going, oh, I don't know if I can do this. But if you go, no, I'm watching you. I'm your teacher.
Yeah, we've got some people who are actually, a woman I just spoke with, she's got social anxiety. And so working out in the classes, we have a ton of classes, which are amazing classes if you like the classroom setting. But for her, it's going to be a personal trainer. That's going to be where she feels more comfortable and not having to have that kind of pressure.
So you have like a janitorial closet where you just go, look, it's just going to be me and you.
We're
and
in
the
this
desk.
box together. Let's do it. Yeah.
So I know that you had an event, right, coming up? Didn't you have an event you guys were doing at your business?
We
or sponsoring or like helping out with?
We're collaborating with quite a few, but we've got
tell me about it.
Yeah, the ABQ Run Club or Run Club.
That
ABQ.
was the one you were mentioning.
Yeah. They are an amazing group that basically runners who just meet up at these different spots, and they started off with just like a small group, and now there's like hundreds of people showing up at these, and they just do pop-ups around town.
Isn't it funny what a hobby will have you meet people you would have normally never met, and you go, oh my God, this guy is my best friend, right?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So what are other things you're collaborating? What are other events?
So we've got our partners next door to us. We've got Blissful Spirits, Elite OSM, who's in-house, and Althera Healthcare, or Alternative Healthcare. We are creating a wellness hub in that section. So the things that we're not doing as far as the yoga stuff and the alternative healthcare, whether it comes to things like running hormone panels and being able to look at people's, like, whether it's hormones or knowing their peptides for healing, their body and tissues and things like that. There's just so many ways that for all of us to be able to work together and to really create that like encompassing one-stop shop for people.
I like that idea of and I'm very big on not using the word competition, but synergy, right?
Yeah.
And 1 + 1 = 3. So I like that when people gather together, it doesn't have to be you or I, it can be us, right? Let me tell you about Blissful Spirits. Not that they're bad, it's that hot yoga was the worst experience of my life.
Oh no, he didn't say that. Okay.
No, it's not Blissful Spirits. It's that some people aren't cut out for hot yoga.
Yeah.
Or swimming.
Yeah, okay, I feel you there. That one I can connect with.
So what are your goals? Like, if you talk about other people's goals and such, what are your goals personally? I don't say physically, that's too intrusive. Business-wise, where do you want to go next?
Yeah, well, there's we're still dabbling in this one, and this is one that since 2020 has been that like 3 to 5 year goal of creating this wellness center of all the things, and so continue to build up on it, continue to bring in and help as many people as possible, continue to extend our services with the Althera Healthcare and with these other spots, and the ABQ Run place that has a lot of people who need the strength side of things and aren't doing that side of things. They're just running and chipping away at the muscle all the time.
Tell me about when did Lux start?
January 1st, 2025.
Oh, wow.
So we are still really new. I'm still learning the whole, we're still knee deep in this one.
It's probably you're gonna look back in this as an exciting era, but
Yeah.
you don't realize you're in an era till you're out of an era, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So I
yeah.
think you're gonna look back and go, man, that was exciting or nerve-wracking or whatever it may be. But I've always told my hockey players, the biggest moments of your life, butterflies happen before that. So don't avoid the butterflies,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And I'm sure it's hard to take the leap, but you know, what an entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you for coming on. Lux Fitness, address again?
It's 1100 San Mateo. We are off of
Mark, put up there. Oh my God, look at that.
Yeah.
It's a whole
We are right off of
encyclopedia.
San Mateo and Lomas.
Oh, okay, now it's coming in. Okay, and what is there an intro? Like, is there do you get guided? Do you get a free 10 days? And I'm not
Yes.
saying you should give away free stuff, but I just want to say people that might be enticing if they want to try it out. Do you offer something
Absolutely.
like that?
The first class is always free. We do have for trial 3-day passes that you can try out for free,
Okay.
and that's within a 7-day span. You can also go onto the website and schedule for a guided tour. So if you want to come in and get a tour of our gym and kind of our facility, absolutely. If you're more interested on, like, I've got my other whatever that setup is, and I need the nutrition side of things, going to our website also, and you can schedule that.
Okay, Valerie Johnson, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And that'll wrap up. Thank you for watching YouABQ.
You're watching YouABQ.